guys, welcome back to my channel, and I hope you guys are ready for some spooky stories. It is October. I'm super excited. I love Halloween, and I thought there's no better time than to tell the stories of this crazy haunted house than now. So put me on pause, get your favorite snack, popcorn, your favorite drink, whatever, and let's get into it. All of this started when we brought Miriam home from the hospital on hospice care the second time. We bought a big air mattress and we had put it in the room back there, and we were all just kind of camping out back there as a family, just trying to spend every second that we could with her. You know, it was just a scary time, and we didn't really know which way was up or down, so we just all kind of hanging out in one room back there with her because she needed to be by her machines and everything else. We bought some movies and we're watching movies back there, and we turned off the movie getting ready to go to sleep, and everybody had fallen asleep, and I'm just laying there, and I heard this sound of like water being poured into water, and I'm like, what is that? But I was really tired, and I'm like, you know what, probably just nothing. So I didn't really think too much of it. I mean, I knew it was weird, but I'm just like so tired, just like whatever. And then other things kind of started happening, and I thought, like, this is strange. Like, am I losing it now? Like, have I finally lost it? Have I reached my breaking point? Is this it for me? Like, you finally lost it, girl. You are going crazy. And, but then other things started happening, and David started noticing, and then our nurse, my oldest daughter with special needs, has a nurse that helps us take care of her, and she's absolutely wonderful. And but she had started noticing things too, and she had said a few things to me about noticing some things. And then I noticed that when I would come home from being out running errands or, you know, picking up the girls, whatever, and it was already dark outside, that I'd come in and all the lights would be on in the house, living room lights, kitchen lights, hallway lights, you name it. Christine would have all those lights on, and I'd be like, if something happened, she'd be like, well, I thought I heard something, or I thought I saw something. All the lights came on, and I'm like, that's okay, girl. All the lights are on when I'm home alone, too. Bless her heart for staying with us as long as she has. We'd be lost without her. So I thought I was going crazy, and I'm cleaning up one day, and I go in the girls' room to clean up, and they have a pinwheel in there, and I'm just watching this pinwheel, and it is spinning and spinning, and there is no fan on in there. I always keep a fan on in my room, and that'll be important later in the story. But there's no fan on in there. There was no air. I remember, like, no air vent. The air was on, but there's no air vent pointing directly at that pinwheel. And so the pinwheel is just spinning, spinning, spinning. And I go to touch it, and when I get like this far from it, it stops, dead stops. And I back up from it, and it starts going again. And then I try to touch it again, and it stops again. And we're doing this for, like, I don't know, the next minute and a half. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to go get Christina. And so I get Christina, and I'm like, you got to come see this pinwheel. And so she comes in there, and the pinwheel is just spinning. I'm like, please be spinning, because you're going to make me look like I'm a crazy person. And I already felt like I was kind of a crazy person at this point. I was more willing to accept at this point that I was crazy than something paranormal may be going on. And Christina gets in there, and the pinwheel is spinning. She tries to touch it, it would stop, and we had fun playing with this pinwheel for like 45 minutes. And I'm thinking, okay, well, you know, this thing is like maybe trying to be helpful or playful in some way. And but then things, you know, started to get a little stranger. I started hearing weird things in the house. You'd hear something like crash, boom, bang, and then you go look, and there's nothing there. A lot of things like that. There was a while where there was like this rancid, horrible smell. It smelled like something had died in here, you guys, and I was tearing this house apart. I'm making David look in the attic for stuff, and like looking around outside the house, even looking under couches, looking behind things, behind the beds, and washed everything in the house that you could possibly wash. You disinfected everything, scrubbed the floors. The smell was just awful, and you could only smell it at certain times, and I'd be like, what is that smell? And it would be like over here, it'd be over there. It was just, there was not one particular area that the smell was coming from. There would just always be the smell. You know, another thing that's weird about our house is light bulbs do not last in this house. They, we buy the best light bulbs that the store offers, Home Depot, whoever's got them, whatever. We buy the best light bulbs, and they do not last. We are constantly having to replace every single light bulb in this house. I guess they just suck all the energy out of the light bulbs, but you always kind of feel like you're being watched. You get cold spots in the house where there shouldn't be cold spots. You get goosebumps when you shouldn't be getting goosebumps. A lot of like shadow things. Christina gets that a lot, back in Miriam's room especially. Her machines go crazy. They just, you know, her pulse ox will go crazy, and I'll go in there and I'll go to touch the button just like that pinwheel, and then numbers back at 100. You know, oxygen at 100, heart rate like 98. I mean, we're good. And you know, I come back in here, and as soon as I get comfy, machine's going crazy again, or her feeding pump. You know, one night it was going crazy, 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 and then I finally went in and I was like, will you just stop, because this is getting so annoying. And a lot of times it does. It gets more annoying than it is scary. You know, especially with things like this. Or when they broke, I had a dish brush. They broke it into a million. It looked like somebody smashed it with a hammer. I came home, and my pretty petal flower dish brush that I bought off of Amazon for $13.99 or however much it was crumbled. The plastic handle, like thick, like full plastic, full thick plastic, all through and through, busted into a million pieces. And the same with Miriam's feeding pump. You know, the machine kept beeping. I go mess with it. I switched out the bag. It was still beeping. And then I hear a snap, pop, whatever, and all of a sudden I'm covered in formula, like all over me, covered in formula, and the little plastic piece connector had just snapped. It does not disconnect, you guys. It didn't look like it had ripped. I mean, it was just a perfect cut, just snap. And I'm covered in milk, so that was just great. So little things like that gets really annoying. If I keep looking down, I've got notes. I didn't want to forget anything, and so much happens in this house. This is a little personal, but I'm just going to get it, you know, into it. I want to be personal with you guys. I want to be honest with you guys and just bring you everything that is real. And this is my life. This is real. This is what I have to deal with. Anytime, and it doesn't happen so much anymore. In fact, I can't remember the last time that it happened at this point, but for a long time, and I mean a long time, guys. Anytime that, excuse me, long story time, and let me just throw this in here. I just filmed this same exact thing right before this, and 30 seconds before the end of the video, I thought I saw something in the kitchen, and then my camera completely shut down. So this is actually take 2, and I didn't want to have to edit in the end or anything like that. So it is what it is, you guys, and I had a feeling something like that was going to happen. I had a feeling that talking about it was going to stir stuff up. So anyways, anytime and for a long time, anytime me and David would try to get intimate, make out in any kind of way, get sexual, or just kissing even on the couch or whatever, we would hear these heavy, and I mean heavy, like with boot, like a heavy shoe, or maybe like a heavy man's like work boot or something. There would be pacing back and forth across the house, and back and forth in the living room, or back and forth in the bedroom, wherever we would happen to be. There would be like this heavy pacing, or we would get banging on the wall. There was another time when David and I were trying to sleep, and we would almost fall asleep, and then we got this loud like bang, 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 and it came from the inside of my bathroom, and the bathroom door was shut, and it came from the inside of my bathroom door, and I was so scared, you guys. And if it seems like I'm just telling these like nonchalant, like it's not a big deal, it's only because I've told them 1,000 times. I promise you, I have been so scared in this house so many times. And I would get, when me and David would be making out, I would get so freaked out that I wouldn't want to make out anymore. I'd be like, just don't, because whatever it is gets so mad whenever you touch me. And I'm like freaking out, scared. Well, David is like livid. He is so pissed off, you guys. And he's like, is this seriously my life right now? I'm getting effing blocked by an effing ghost. And I'm just like, oh gosh. And it was frustrating for me too, but again, I wasn't frustrated like that. I was just like terrified. I was just like, oh my gosh, anytime he tries to touch me, whatever in this house is getting like very pissed off at him. And when it would stop, it would stop. And when I'm alone in the house, I feel like I'm being watched. I think whatever it is, the heavy pacer or whatever, I think he's very drawn to me, and I don't know why. You can just give me 50 feet because I don't want to be within your reach, man. Oh, you freak me out. And I have a pretty good idea of who, I think I know who it is. And I've expressed my feelings with a few of my friends, but I can't be sure. And the reason I say that I can't be sure is because I think that if it was him, then it would just be like friendly stuff going on or whatever, and I don't think he would try to scare me. And there have been times that I've really been scared. We had an evening where Matt, my middle daughter, and my youngest daughter went to spend the night at my mom's. And I don't know about you guys, but I love taking baths. And when I'm taking a bath, I love company. I love David to come in the bathroom and talk to me while I'm taking my bath. I don't know if that's weird, but I just like that. I'm like, will you come talk to me while I take a bath, please? And he'll come in there and talk to me while I'm taking a bath. And we're in there. Miriam was home, and she's back in her room, and she's got her BiPAP mask on. She's already ready for bed, and there's a lot of concentrated air pressure that flows through that BiPAP mask into her face. So it would be very hard to hear her. It's always very hard to hear her if she's grumpy or fussy about that. That's why we keep the monitors on and stuff in there. So we're in the bathroom, and all of a sudden I hear a blood-curdling, I just got stabbed in the gut scream coming from what I thought was in here in this living room. And I'm just like, what is that? I was freaked out, you guys. I can't tell you the panic and fear wave that just rushed through me. I seriously thought that someone had gotten into our house and was seriously hurt, that we were going to have to call an ambulance. I didn't know if there was a bad man coming in behind this woman. She was screaming at the top of her lungs, and it lasted for what seemed like forever, but I'm sure that it was only like 30 seconds at the most. David jumped up right away. We've got all stone floors, so I'm trying to, get out of the tub, grab a towel, and run out here, but my feet were slippery, and I didn't want to slip and fall on the floor. So I'm waddling with wet feet on the stone as fast as I can, and David's already in the doorway. And I'm looking at him, and he's looking in here, and then he's looking at me, and he's like, I got nothing. There's nothing. And I'm like, there's nothing in there? And he's like, there's nothing in there. I'm like, how can there be nothing in there? Because I heard that scream, and he was like, I heard that scream too, babe, but there is nothing in there. We checked all through the house, outside the house, there was nothing. I was in tears and just panicked at this point. Because it was seriously like somebody had gotten stabbed or scalped. Something was wrong with this girl. Okay, something was seriously wrong with this girl. She was hurt. And I don't know where she went. I don't know if she was just like running through here or what, but Freaky Jason was going to get her. I didn't want Freaky Jason in my house. I didn't want her in my house. I was just like, what is going on? So kind of relieved that there's nobody here. But at the same time, what was that? So I freak out. I call my mom. Well, try to call my mom. I had like 0 bars. I finally get back to the back gate in the backyard, like furthest part of the yard away from the house. And I get through to my mom. She picks up the phone. I'm trying to explain to her what happened. And then the phone just goes dead. And I'm like, great. And so I spend the next couple minutes trying to get back a hold of her. Can't get a hold of her. And then all of a sudden she shows up at my house. And she was like, what is going on? Why are you screaming? What is wrong with you? And I'm like, Mama, I wasn't screaming. And she was like, I heard screaming. And I was like, no, Mom, I was trying to tell you that something was screaming in the house. And she's like, no, I heard blood-curdling screams. It sounded like you were being murdered. And so whatever screamed in the house then screamed at my mom and then hung up on her and didn't let me tell her, like, what was going on. I'm telling you guys, I was so freaked out. And then, back to, like, the annoying part, like, they take things. They take my stuff. They take my kids' stuff, they take my stuff, or you set something down, you think it's there, and then, oh no, it's not there. No, they take things. Frog and Toad. My daughter got the library book, Frog and Toad, from school, and she's supposed to turn it in the next day. We've had this book for like a week. It's been just laying around the house wherever. We've been reading it every night, and it's time to turn it in the next day. And this book is nowhere. I'm just like, where is this book? I'm looking under couches. I'm looking in the couches. I'm looking in the cabinets. I'm looking in the refrigerator. Like, did I put it in the freezer with the popsicles? I don't know. Am I going crazy again? I don't know. Book is gone. So I call my mom. Mom gets here. You know, I'm just getting really frustrated. And I'm like, you know what? And I'm just yelling at the air. I do that a lot. I know I look like a crazy person in this house, but I yell at this house a lot. And I'm yelling at the air. I'm like, just give me the freaking book back. And a couple minutes go by, still looking frantically for this book. And my youngest daughter goes into her room, and I hear her say, oh, thank you so much. And she comes walking out of the room, and she's got Frog and Toad. I cannot tell you the wave of fear that rushed through my body when she came out and handed me that book. And then I was mad at myself for not having cameras in her room, because I would give anything to be able to see what handed her that book. That was just crazy to me. I was just like, are you kidding me right now? Like, well, whatever, we got the book. Then I used to keep, I had 3 rings that, and they're all from, I had 3 rings, and all from people that I love very much. And 2 of them from David, and then 1 from another person that I love very much. And I would always keep them on a candlestick holder, you know, by my bed. And we had a plumber, I think it's either a plumber or electrician, I can't remember which now. We had him come, and a couple days later I noticed my rings missing, and I thought, I think that guy took my rings. But I didn't want to say anything, because you know, like, you think somebody took something, and then you find it, and you're like, oh my God, I'm glad I didn't say nothing because I found it. And I didn't want to say anything, because you don't know for sure, and I didn't know for sure. So I didn't want to say anything, but I was very upset. I was absolutely devastated about having lost those rings. And I, you know, I just wanted them back. And I didn't know if somebody had taken them. You know, I just thought that they were gone. And fast forward like 6 months later, it's my daughter's birthday, and I take her into the jewelry store because she wants charms for her little Pandora charm bracelet or whatever, and we're in there, and she's picking out charms, and I'm looking at all the rings, and I'm just getting all these feels because I don't have my rings, and I don't want a new ring, I just want my rings back, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get emotionally attached to things, and I just wanted my rings. I don't want a new ring. I don't care if it's like the biggest diamond ever. Like, I wanted my rings back. Nothing could replace those. And I get home, and David's sitting on the couch, and I just break down. I break down, and I'm crying. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just want my rings back. I just miss my rings, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I know, babe, I'm so sorry. And then he left to go to the grocery store or whatever. And I'm here. And you ever have one of those moments where you walk into a room, and you're like, why did I just walk into this room? Like, I have no idea why I just came in this room. I had one of those moments. And I find myself going into my closet, and I'm like standing there like, why the hell am I in my closet? Like, I have no idea why I just came in here. And sitting on the shelf of my closet, perfectly stacked, like on top of each other, was all 3 of my rings. Right after I had the breakdown about them, like crying. I was legit crying to David about it just because I was upset and got so emotional in the store. And there they were. And so I called David at the store and I was like, well, I got my rings back. And he was like, I'm coming home right now. Like, he didn't even give me time to explain it to him. He just came home because he was sure that something crazy had gone down. But it wasn't really all that crazy. They just gave them back to me. And like I said, that's really annoying because for at least 6 months, I didn't have my rings. I didn't have my engagement ring. I didn't have my ring from Tiffany's. I didn't have my other ring. I'm just like, stop taking my stuff. And it almost makes you like nervous to take your rings off after that, or nervous to set your phone down. You're just like, man, I don't know if I want to set it down, or I don't know if I want to set my keys down when I'm running in for just 5 minutes, because then what if my keys come up missing and I can't leave to go to the store again? So it kind of makes you want to just hold on to things a little bit closer. But after I yelled at them pretty good about that, that's kind of calmed down. The next thing was like, every year on my birthday, my cousin, who I love so much, takes off work and she will spend the day with me, and she usually brings me or takes me out to lunch, or we'll go to breakfast, and she always brings me like a birthday cake and cards and stuff like that. And so she got me this huge happy birthday balloon, and it had this huge I guess they're those sand weights that come on the bottom of the balloons, and it had like this other plastic thing attached to that at the bottom of the balloon. And I put it in the corner of my room by my jewelry box, and I always sleep with my ceiling fan on. It is always on, and I never turn that fan off. So the balloon had just been sitting there in the same spot 3 or 4 days with the fan on, had not moved. I turned off the TV to go to bed, and I turned my back to the dresser and was just about getting ready to fall asleep. And then I hear the balloon weight dragging across the floor. And I'm like, please tell me that is not the sound of that balloon weight dragging across the floor. Like, why is it moving now? Why didn't it move 3-4 days ago? Or, just no. And that weight was heavy, you guys. There's no way it's just going to drag from the ceiling fan all of a sudden like that. So I hear it move a little bit, and I hear it stop. I hear it move a little bit more, and I hear it stop. And I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? Please tell me that balloon is not right behind me. I take a deep breath, and I did not want to turn around. I did not want to turn around. I turned around, and that balloon is like right there in my face, like, happy birthday, girl. And I'm like, no, get it away from me. I stuck my claws into David's arm. I am shaking him so hard, and I'm like, you better get up. And he was like, what is going on? Like, you get this balloon and you get it out of here. He gets up, you guys, and puts it in the closet, and then goes back to bed. I wanted him to put that thing, as much as I love that balloon, girl, I wanted him to put it in the garage or outside, and he puts it in my bedroom closet, and I could not sleep. I kept thinking all night long that that closet door was going to open, and that balloon. Okay, sorry guys. This is like the 4th take on this. I've already cried a little bit about it. It just keeps cutting off, and I'm going to try this one more time tonight, and then if it doesn't work out, then we'll do it again in the morning. So let's pick up where we left off. I think the balloon was about to kill me. It never came out of the closet, but I was really freaked out, and I'm sorry, girl, but I had to get rid of that balloon. It freaked me out, and hopefully that won't happen again. Later on, a couple months after that, YouTube is my life, and I love it so much. I make David watch YouTube videos with me, and we always end up watching the weirdest crap. We were watching conspiracy theory videos, and there was this one, and I wish I could find a link to it. I don't think I don't even remember what it was called, or I just know it was on YouTube. And anyways, it got to a still frame picture and started talking about this one demon or something. And as soon as it said that demon's name, the whole house kind of went crazy. Like, it sounded like elephants, a herd of elephants going not only across the ceiling, but throughout all the walls in the house. And then we heard a door slam, in the back in Miriam's room. Needless to say, I did not finish watching that video, and it was another one of those let me freak out and call my mom moments, and let's sage the house and burn white candles all night. Just so crazy, y'all. I don't know. I don't know what causes all this stuff to happen. I have a theory, and I talked to a psychic, or with a psychic about it, and a legit psychic at that. Dakota Lawrence is amazing, absolutely amazing, and I have personal friends that use him as well and have nothing but amazing things to say about him, and you have such a sense of self, if that makes any sense, after you get done talking to him. So shout out Dakota, and you know, through talking with him, I think that Miriam is on a much higher intellectual plane than we are due to her disabilities, and I think that they see her as a light. I think everyone sees her as a light. She is so beautiful and so innocent. There is nothing impure about her. She doesn't know evil. She doesn't know sin. She doesn't know how to lie. She is perfect in every single way. And just when you're around her, you can't help but feel love and feel that light coming from her. And I think that other things can see that too, and I think they're drawn to that maybe. And maybe that's what attracts them here. Maybe her near-death experiences have brought that, you know, about as well. You know, I really don't know. But I do know that when we brought her home from the hospital, that's when it all started. And as much as we sage, as much as we cleanse, as many white candles that we burn, whatever, you know, it's it always kind of creeps back in. And just last week, I was at my vanity putting my makeup on, and I hear a big commotion out here, and I'm just like, I'm not even gonna go look. I finished putting my makeup on, fixed my hair, got dressed, and I'd forgotten all about it even. And I came out here to get my purse and my keys, and off the kitchen bar in there, and all my water bottles that were on top of the fridge, those diamond water bottles with those crazy lids, so they do not roll. They do not roll around. We're just scattered like all over the kitchen and into the breakfast room area. And I was very annoyed because I had to pick that up. Ugh, it's so frustrating. So anyway, that's my life, and I love sharing it with you guys, and I really hope you enjoyed this story time, and hopefully, well, no, hopefully not. Hopefully nothing will be happening. But if things do happen over the next year, then I will bring you another ghost story time next October. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, because I got a lot of videos coming and I want to share so much with you guys. Love y'all so much. Happy Halloween!